I was saying, you know, for the people that, you know, it's not just the majority of us. Okay, but why aren't we further than where we are now? And then I started thinking about, you know, when you ask a question, the first thing you should do is ask yourself, what role do I play in it? Don't just ask an arbitrary question and you put it off on someone else, is basically what I'm saying. Any question, you know, ask what part do you play in it? And so that question I posed to myself. What part, why am I not further along? I don't know if it's complacency. I don't know if I was under the impression that, I don't know. I wasn't under the impression that racism no longer exists. It's very evident. I didn't move to Georgia until I was like 13, 14, and clearly there was evidence of racism when I moved. Coming from New York, which is a melting pot, I'm not going to say there wasn't racism, because it's more covert in the North, but I did not experience it. Not even amongst my own peers. Like, no one ever called me a nigger out of just pure hatred, like wanting to hurt me. No one's ever said that to me until the first time I heard it used derogative like that was when I went to Ridgeview Middle School, which is a whole nother animal. When you coming from the North where things are, hey, you got Haitians, you got Puerto Ricans, you got Mexicans, you got Jamaicans, you got Russian, you got everybody. So to call someone out their name was kind of, if you called anybody out their name, it was probably an asshole or something like that. You never called them a racial slur. I just never witnessed it or never heard of it. Or it could have been where I never even paid attention to it. But it was not that clear to me until I moved to Georgia. In Georgia, wow. Georgia is beautiful, and it is, I'm blessed that I was born there, or actually moved there. But it's a double-edged sword. I'm kind of glad and grateful that I was exposed to that at that age, where I was already defined in myself. I knew who I was. I knew what I was not going to take. So that part was already taken care of. So for someone to call me out my name, it was not believable. There was no way you could have had me believe it, because I knew who I was, even at 15, 16. But what part did I play in this? It's not just complacency. I don't know if I felt like the work had already been done and everything else will take its course. If I just did what I needed to do and represented myself, not for the masses, but represented who Danielle was, that if there were more out there like me, you know, that understood the dynamics and what was going on about it, that it would just change, I guess. I guess that's what I thought. However, that's not the case. And I smile because there's been a fire lit in me, and I haven't felt this motivated in a long time. So I've just been asking God, and I asked Sandra too, to just guide me. Guide me to where you want me to go, where you want me to be, what you need me to do. I don't know where that will lead. I seen a video that she posted, and she said that. And so I'd been thinking that for some time now. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to write, but didn't know what about what. And I don't know if that even made sense, but my subject hadn't revealed itself. I knew I wanted to help. I knew generalizations about my book. I know I want to help, whatever that may mean or equal to another person, whether it's telling my complete story, which I don't know about that, too private, or writing a self-help book, or writing some motivation, something that had to do with getting people from one point to the next point. I've seen it, I've done it, I'm still continuing to do it. And so with Sandra Bland, it just leads me to become more active. I don't know if that means in a community or in politics, somewhere where I can affect change, where what I do can be seen as another perspective to another person who maybe never thought of it, or maybe couldn't conceive of it at any given point in time. That's what I want to do. And I'm hoping hoping that I can do that. I'm hoping. And so I say all that to say this is like a call to duty. A call to duty. So to speak. A call to do something. Whatever that may mean, whether it's volunteering at your church, whether it's volunteering to be a mentor, whether it's volunteering to give money, although I personally believe if your presence is more effective than your money. However, some people may not have the time. Some people have kids of their own. I get it. But volunteer. I used to think as long as I did my part for my nieces and nephews and those within my immediate path and whoever I came across, then I was doing my due diligence. That's not the case. I have a very big mouth and I'm ready to use it. I am so ready to use it in a positive way. So this is a call to duty. What are you prepared to do? I can speak for my generation. I think I represent my generation well. And we are of a cross between the old and the new. We are right smack dab in the middle. We know more enough than to repeat our parents' footsteps. Sometimes we will do it. That's part of karma. That's part of life. Sometimes the only lesson is to be taught, and sometimes that lesson can be a very hard one. However, for the most part, we know better. We know enough. We're educated. We're intelligent. We can decipher. We can make intelligent decisions. We know what's right. We know